Here's news coming out of the Delhi High Court. They've asked the Department of Telecom to decide on incumbents, which is largely Bharti, Idea, Vodafone, on their application for license renewal. They've asked the DoT to decide before the 11th of March. That's when the auctions are slated for, remember. So they've asked the DoT to decide on the renewal application by 11th of March. So therefore, before 11th of March, at least the operators will have visibility on what really is the process as far as license extension is concerned. Gauri Dwivedi joins in live on the phone line. Gauri, we understand we don't have the final court order yet, but what is it that we know for sure? Help us understand the proceedings in court, because we're seeing telecom stocks have been holding up in trade. Bharti Airtel seeing a gain of almost 4.5%.
Well, Sandeep, that is correct. The order will come only later in the evening today. But as far as the High Court is concerned, they have directed DoT saying that the license applications that have been pending, renewal for license, those applications that are pending before the DoT should be taken up before the auctions begin. And that's important, that's pertinent, because that was the entire argument for both Vodafone and Airtel. The DoT cannot go ahead and auction spectrum that belongs to them right now, and also for which they have already put in an application, and that is pending in front of the Telecom Department, which is why the High Court has asked the DoT to decide on these applications before the 11th of March. In all possibility, they are expected that the order is likely to include a timeline of 2 weeks, which is still a week before the auctions actually begin. But it's also important to note that the High Court has also mentioned that and observed, in fact, in the proceedings, that if Vodafone and Airtel feel that they have a strong case as far as license renewal is concerned, they needn't go ahead and apply in the auctions that begin on 11th of March. Remember, on Monday is when all potential bidders need to submit an application to participate in the auctions. These auctions are for both 900 and 1800 megahertz. So if the DoT does not decide by Monday as to what is the status of license renewal for these companies, they will be forced to participate in the auctions, at least put in an application, which is probably what the High Court also observed.
So, but very quickly, Gauri, then does that mean that essentially there's been no stay on the auction of 900 megahertz spectrum? Because that's what these telcos were seeking in the first place. They didn't want the government to go ahead and auction 900 megahertz spectrum. So there is no stay. Can you confirm that?
Absolutely, Sandeep. There is no stay at all as far as the auctions are concerned. The High Court was very categorical in saying that no stay whatsoever will be granted on the auctions. Only the decision as far as the license renewal application is something that the DoT has to decide on. At the earliest, timeline, of course, will be mentioned in the order. That will come out later in the evening. But no stay on the auctions, which is what both Bharti, Airtel and Vodafone were really clamoring for. They were saying that there's no case for government to go ahead and auction 900 megahertz in this particular auction, but that is not something that the High Court agreed with.